In this video, I am going to look at the seasonal price trends for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 and see what this suggests for stock prices going forward from now. On this chart, you can see the S&P 500. Now, the seasonal price trend is shown in blue. This is what we typically expect to happen, and this is based on data over the past 20 years. Now, this is detrended, which means it shows us market turnings more clearly. In red, you can see the current year, and you can see that at times we've had a pretty good match. In particular, the sell-off that we saw from somewhere around February time all the way into the middle of March. Now, I recorded a video 4 weeks ago in the middle of March, and I said that we would normally expect a bounce at this time of year, and indeed we did get one. We saw a price rise of about 8%. Subsequently, we've had a sell-off and another strong day yesterday. So where are we going from now? Well, you can see pretty clearly here, the blue line is still pointing upwards, and typically we would expect prices to rise until the end of April. Now, this has been an unusual year. We've had a lot of geopolitical and economic disturbance. We're not making a prediction here. All we are doing is looking at the seasonal trends. The seasonal trends say that we're going to get another 2 weeks of seasonal strength before we see some seasonal weakness. Now, it's something to bear in mind when you're setting your trades. I'm not going to enter a trade on the strength of this, but when you're setting your trade, for at least the next couple of weeks, we should get a seasonal tailwind. Now, switching here to the Nasdaq 100, you can see we've had a choppier year. You're probably well aware of the turbulence we've had, and the Nasdaq has seen a lot of the volatility and the sell-off action. We've had a choppier year. We still have a fairly clear sell-off pattern that started from around the start of the year all the way down to the middle of March, and a strong recovery since then. Typically, we would expect a bit more choppiness to continue. The Nasdaq has got a strong upward trend, but in the context of that historical upward trend, we may get some more choppiness. Now, what that means for this year is we may not be able to rely on a strong continuing Nasdaq bull market at the moment, and we may get that later in the year. Now, this is not a prediction. This is based on the seasonal trends. Now, if you found these charts useful, you can get these updated in real time throughout the market. Just go to tradeinformed.com.